Boom to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the Tubosphere. Welcome to the One Man Sports Rant. I am your host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. We're talking about updates with baseball, and then a cool thing coming up that ESPN Sports Science did about the greatest athlete ever. So you see, got the 1962 when they were founded, Houston Astro Baseball here. You see Kim Pock, the mighty Kim Pock, oracle to the sports gods, who predicted the Final Four and the national championship game based on percentages. So he's now 22-4. You shut me up because I was like saying, well, your 4 losses are college basketball wise in Gen 3.0. Okay. Also, our Pi Kappa Alpha House Sweethearts for the OMSR. Alright. Just briefly, I'm not going to be talking too long. You know, we all understand here, and there is a we involved. I know one man, we, it sounds like a misnomer, but we're all former college basketball or football players, and a few Marine Corps recon. So if you wouldn't say a flip comment to our face, and I'm pretty sure that's the case, don't do it from the safety of your computer. It's not going to make it anyway. It's not the point. What I'm trying to tell you is we have to do a show because y'all need to know out there how the good ship sports clip lollipop on YouTube has sailed. Especially with regard to professional sports. It's become very difficult. I remember in Gen 1.0, Gen 1 could do 15 minutes worth of the first half and then the second half in the NBA playoffs. That ain't going to happen this year. There has to be an amalgamation, minimal use, within the fair use standard and derivatives. All at the DCMA, which we adhere to around here. Alright, so now you know. So save the comments for the actual sport event we're able to bring you. For a pro bono sports show, you're getting way more than a minute and a half. I promise. Alright, so on that note, this show is copyright to the OMSR with brief video highlights courtesy to ESPN, MLB, and or NBA networks. The OMSR doesn't own these video highlights, but does own all the other original content, the overall concept herein, thereof, therefore, most rights reserved. They retain the last right for the videos. But I've been doing this from day one in Generation 1. And so it's like that. But it's become even more so. So y'all understand. But it's not that I want to have to do a show. I'd rather just bring you a lot of sports clips and rack up a million hits each time. It ain't going to happen. Alright. So I'm going to use this as the baseline show for how to do Major League Baseball when they play 160, 80 some odd games. We're going to do it twice a week on Thursdays, today, and Tuesdays. I'm going to defer to baseball tonight. They probably brought the best highlights of the game. And then after that, we're going to use this as the baseline show for the greatest athlete ever. We're talking soccer, guys. Basketball. Football. Baseball. Yes, I know it's not. It's softball sized. And when they say it's hailing softball size, hide the women and children, but hide the car first, right? And little Roger Federer, tennis. All right. So thanks for watching. No silly DUIs while you're out there celebrating sports. Stay tuned. Bring you more. I'm mostly talking to subscribers here, but there is a reason for new viewers and would-be viewers in the future, do try to keep it original and all that without thinking I'm all that, because I really don't. Again, we're forced to do this because of the DCMA. And roll game clips.
Warranted. So now we're going to focus on the National League East, and that's of course where the Washington Nationals play and the Chicago White Sox. So we're interleague here. We got a National League and American League team. This one wasn't delayed at all by weather, traffic.
Take the trains. Take the train.
They do have public transportation in that area. This is This is hop on the airplane, the Bryce Harper airline. Wise went out to right.
Bryce Harper swinging the bat very well. You can see right there. Pitch on the inner half, stayed behind it, kept his hands inside the ball. Big pop.
Doesn't have the Upton 6 home runs, but he's got 4, and the Nats tie it at 1. There he rips another one up the middle.
That's what I like. He goes deep, way deep, and then he comes back, hit one back to the middle. For a young guy,
he's proven me that he makes adjustments.
And you see Worth on the bases and Harper hitting, and then Zimmerman comes up, and you can get an appreciation for why this is a difficult team to pitch against.
LaRoche, Ian Desmond, Espinosa. They've got a lot of offensive weapons.
This is Desmond showing a little attitude of his own. It goes off the wall. Desmond would end up on third. Diaz went all the way over there, so he's got a triple. And then it's Desmond who scores on Espinosa's double.
Like we said, they just keep coming at you. You've got a lot of really good players. You know, the game seems awfully slow for them right now.
Soriano on to end the game. Gillespie pops out. LaRoche has it in his glove. And there's not going to be a lot of ho-hum nights, but boy, the Nats are playing really well, and it does feel kind of routine, especially when you get Desmond with the 3 hits, Espinosa, Harper has a couple. This was the way it was supposed to be. And Zimmerman got the start and went 7 innings, gave up 2 earned runs.
My dark horse to win the Cy Young. You know, I picked him before the season.
Right, they're referring to last year. That's what it was supposed to be.
Last year.
Yeah.
You know, he had Tommy John. They harnessed him the next year.
Baltimore and Washington went down the same week.
His ERA was great. He had good stuff. 95 with a good slider. I mean, Zimmerman, for me, you know, out of the 5 guys, you know, he's going to win for me 20 games.
He's the Gio Gonzalez of this year. He could win 20 games.
Yes, he can.
Bryce Harper against pitches on the inner half. This is significant, Barry, because I guess the question would be if he's hitting at that high an average and hitting with that much power, when are the pitchers going to either throw some junk in or throw it outside the whole time?
Well, we saw in the game today, they tried to throw him away, and he almost hit a home run out the other way. Listen, when the guy is on fire, there really is no way to pitch to him because of his balance. You know, the fact is you're going to have to get him off speed, you're going to have to get him off balance, you're going to throw him in, out, up, down, whatever you need to do in order to beat him.
All right, so we'll keep our eye on Harper, obviously, see if he has got an MVP season in him. Nationals watching the Atlanta Braves, who are just destroying the ball so far this year. And Drumpton Simmons makes a catch there against Miami.
We're talking so much about the Washington Nationals. They're not in first place in the National League. These Atlanta Braves are getting it done down in Miami now.
This is the lefty Mike Minor on the mound. He gets Echeverria swing, so the Marlins, who had a man on second, couldn't bring him in. And we keep hanging bagels on the scoreboard there. We go to the 5th. This is one of the better stories in baseball. It's just Evan Gattis is playing baseball.
He's crushed that one. Not flipping the bats.
No flip. He's learned that.
He learned that from Doug Glanville last night.
Evan Gattis' history, there's been some drug issues. He walked away from the game. He worked as a janitor, lived under bridges. So he's playing baseball, and so is Juan Francisco, who killed that ball.
Juan Francisco, a big man with a big swing. Man, that was a bomb.
Chris Johnson, another one of the Braves, decided to get involved. 8-0.
The sign of a good team. Freeman goes down. He's on the DL. Francisco, Johnson taking charge and doing what Freddie Gonzalez wants him to do, produce.
The struggles for the Miami Marlins at 1-8 through 9 games. They're scoring just over a little more than a run a game. Unbelievable. And if, in fact, you're going to add Upton to this lineup, which we knew all about, and Gattis is going to do this, I mean, that's such another weapon that you hadn't really considered when you thought about Atlanta.
No, you get Brian McCann, you lose Brian McCann, you think you're going to lose a lot of offense. Gattis steps up there.
But that's a good question. That's the next sort of chapter here. What happens when McCann comes back?
Well, McCann is going to catch. He's going to catch. You know, it's probably going to give him a little bit more time to be 100%. You know, I think the Braves organization, they're going to make sure, Brian, you have to be 100%. Don't rush yourself. We're going to be fine. They're going to pitch the whole season, so they're going to be in the hunt. So they make sure he's fine. He comes in, he'll catch for me.
All right, because they don't play in the American League. Next in the Philadelphia Phillies, Jeremy Hefner at 15.95 ERA and 3 career appearances against the Phillies. Did the spring training game this year when he had a comebacker go off of his arm, and that set him down, but he's back now pitching. Jimmy Rollins a double. John Buck set up inside. Didn't exactly go there.
Yeah, you cannot miss your spot out over the plate, especially in this stadium. The ball travels well. Chase Utley looks like he's pretty healthy this year.
I'd say Chase is doing fine. Phillies are up 2-0 later in the first. Ryan Howard about face there.
You can see Buck wanted that ball elevated. That ball was not elevated. It was a matter of missing spots from pretty much the entire game.
Ouch. Dom Brown exit stage right. This is going to get Philly fans a little fired up. This is supposed to be a home run. He had a huge spring.
Yes, he did. He's very important for this lineup. Utley looks healthy. Howard's coming around. Michael Young, he's swinging the bat good. The guys in the bottom of the lineup, they need to produce.
John Buck is channeling his inner Mike Piazza. That's just scary good right now.
Indeed.
Ego's yard. This is the play of the night, really, for Met fans. Valdespin will tag for home, but Daniel Murphy gets back to second late, and the out is recorded before Valdespin touches home.
Well, you can see Murphy gets kind of in the middle right there. I don't know what he was thinking about. Maybe he thought that Revere could not catch up with that ball, but that just cannot happen, especially in a close ball game.
Bottom six, Lance Nix, ding-dong, pitch is dead. The pitch is dead. A two-run shot, 7-2.
Strong man.
Height and weight of the home run hitters in the majors today and tonight. You gotta believe it's about 6'5".
He's not on the height scale.
No, he
on the weight, he's a big, boy.
240. Phillies 7, Mets 2, the final score. So for Philadelphia, I should say in the top of the 8th, Philadelphia's offense is really important to them, and they are getting it tonight. Kendrick was in and out of trouble all night. Barry watched it 6 innings, 2 earned. He struck out 6 in this one.
Made the pitches when he needed to.
What do you say? We head to the city by the bay, one of the great ballparks that there is, San Francisco, and one of the great players that there is Buster Posey.
Man, he's got a nice... I remember all the hype about this guy when he came out of Florida State. And these last couple of years, it's just been like, whoa, okay.
Been a while. He was there with Mike Martin, and I remember doing the College World Series, and without question, for all the great Florida State players, he said this one is by far the best. Special.
The Giants are special when he's healthy. They're proving this 2 out of the last 3 years. When that kid is healthy, the Giants are probably one of the top 3 teams in the big leagues.
9-zip. Barry Zito was very good. You actually saw him score a run there, and Posey knocked him in. That's pretty amazing, that statistic right there. And everyone kind of remembers Barry last year, the postseason. It started in August last year.
Well, Barry Zito is not a guy that's going to blow you away with stuff. But he moved the ball around. He made the pitches when he had to. Very effective.
Just tell, too, his body language, the speed of delivery, he's feeling really good about himself.
It seems like we saw this highlight last night in Cleveland with Andy Petty. With their stuff, throwing strikes, using both sides of the plate, trusting whatever they have, and getting people out.
It's the Barry, it's the Buster, and it's the Bochy show.
Bunch of blowouts today.